Hi YouTubers. I want to do some shout outs today. I know it's still Thursday, but it's still an hour to go here till Friday, so I thought I'd get them in early. They're all people who are new to the community, and they're all people that I think deserve a higher following. Some of them have very few followers. The first one is RoadSodas and Pipes. He's a new guy, and I think will be of value to us, although that's no reason to give him a visit. I'm glad you don't count people by the value to you. There's TheRunningPipe, another guy that I think's got a lot to say, and when they settle in will be a good friend. Vaping Naturally extracted tobacco is one. Another is Stogie Pipe Smoker, and I'll put all their names in the bucket at the end. And there's also Burn-A-Briar, which I seem to do quite a bit. Some of you know that we went down to my father-in-law's funeral during the week. And we knew that there'd be various members of the family there. And we were a little bit worried because there were the close members of the family, the brother and sisters, and their wives and partners that knew a little bit more about things that concerned us. But actually the funeral went very, very well. And we stopped for a meal off. Well, we had a buffet in the church hall where most people were able to circulate. I went outside with one or two and had a smoke. I smoked my coppet outside, and I was wearing my clerical shirt because it's my formal outfit, and also because I'm maybe changing my mind a little bit about what I believe. But anyway, that's beside the point. But there was an old guy came up the path muttering to himself about how wrong we were to be smoking outside a church door. I wanted to tell him that in the 15th, 16th and 17th century, the local cattle market was usually held in the church, and that's why the sanctuary had a screen to cut it off from the body of the church to stop the cows from getting in. But I thought it better not. And then after the funeral and the buffet, the family went back to the house and were allowed to choose things that they wanted to take to remember the grandparents by. And that went reasonably well. It was overseen by David as the new patriarch of the family, and by Pamela, who'd done all the arranging for the funeral. And people, for the most part, were very generous in their responses by saying, no, if you want that, you take it. There were maybe one or two little things. I didn't go around the house because I'm uncomfortable with those things. And I don't need anything to remember somebody by. But it was okay. Another thing that sort of has happened is that I fell again today. Sort of not much, but it was a heavy fall. Mainly sort of where you can't see the injuries. And somebody helped me up. And I value your prayers because I think I need to see a doctor about what's going on as to why I keep falling. At 21 stone, it's too much to be hitting concrete floors with. I'm going to finish with a joke. There's a family that are having a meal and friends, and after the meal the two men are sat smoking their pipes and the wives are doing their duty, washing up. I shall now duck. But it was one of those households where that's what happened. The women went into the kitchen and spent time chatting in there. And one of the men said to his mate, he said, we went to a new restaurant yesterday and it was really good. He said, we really enjoyed it. And his mate said, oh, did you? He said, I'll take your word for it. What was the restaurant called? And the bloke sat there thinking. Clearly couldn't remember. And said to his mate, what do you call that flower that you give somebody when you're in love? It's red and it's got thorns. And his mate said, rose. And he said, that's it. And he turned to the kitchen and said, Rose, what was the name of that restaurant we went to yesterday?